A death of a celebrity can hurt as much as the death of a loved one. There are times when we get caught up too much on other things, and that when we finally have the chance to look up our favorite actors online, they have now passed away. Hey guys, welcome back to Screen Lab. Today, we will be showing 10 actors who you didn't know have died in the past decade. Number 1.
Somebody always does.
Michael Clarke Duncan. Duncan died in 2012 after suffering a heart attack at the age of 54. But we'll never forget his portrayal of the lovable inmate, John Coffey, in 1998's The Green Mile. Coffey, who also possesses healing abilities, is wrongly sentenced to death in the movie's climax, in one of the most heartbreaking moments ever in any film that also rightfully earned Duncan an Oscar nod. A former ditch digger and bodyguard to high-profile celebrities such as Will Smith and the notorious B.I.G. Duncan's rise to fame is an inspirational one. Aside from The Green Mile, he had notable roles in Bulworth and A Night at the Roxbury.
Hang out later? There's no chance of that happening.
He also starred in a number of blockbusters, including Armageddon and The Planet of the Apes, and also did voice work in 2008's Kung Fu Panda.
You're not going anywhere, neither is he!
Number 2. Florence Henderson.
Well, I grew up in Swampscott, Massachusetts.
The Brady Bunch is one of the most influential television shows of all time. It had been more than 50 years since the last episode aired in 1974, but the impact of the Bradys on pop culture is still felt up to this day. The show also launched the careers of a number of its leading cast, including Christopher Knight, Robert Reed, Barry Williams, and most importantly, Florence Henderson, who played the funny and energetic Brady matriarch, Carol Brady. Henderson had a highly successful career that spanned across 6 decades. She had frequent guest appearances in Murder, She Wrote, The Love Boat, Ally McBeal, and 30 Rock, and also gave dazzling performances in Dancing with the Stars. She later hosted her own cooking show, Who's Cooking with Florence Henderson. Although she passed away in 2016 at the age of 82 due to a heart failure, she will always be remembered as one of television's favorite mothers.
Oh, okay. Well done. And here we are, we three.
Number 3. Richard Griffiths. Griffiths died in 2013 at the age of 65 after having complications arising from heart surgery. With credentials that include dozens of theater, movie, and television appearances, not many actors can match his impressive resume, yet alone his versatile skill set. He was a recipient of the Laurence Olivier Award for his work in 2004's The History Boys, while also receiving a Tony when the production moved into Broadway 2 years later. He starred in the 90s BBC comedy Pie in the Sky and 1987's With Nail and I, where he portrayed the flamboyant Uncle Monty. He also played another uncle on the big screen in probably his most recognizable role, the rude and arrogant Uncle Vernon in the Harry Potter franchise.
Later, perhaps, if you behave.
He would then reunite with Harry Potter co-star Danielle Radcliffe in the 2007 play Equus. Number 4. Anton Yelchin. Yelchin tragically died at the young age of 27 when his Jeep rolled backward and pinned him in the driveway gate of his home. You may remember him as Chekhov in the recent Star Trek trilogy, and it was undeniable that his portrayal of the USS Enterprise engineer was one of the best parts of the movies. Originally from Soviet Russia, Yelchin and his parents moved to the United States when the country was in turmoil during the late 1980s and early 1990s. Even at a young age, Yelchin decided to be an actor, and by age 12, he had starred in his first big role in the movie called Hearts in Atlantis. In his short career, Yelchin had done 18 films. Aside from Star Trek, he had starred in Alpha Dog, Fright Night, Green Room, and Like Crazy. Yelchin's death sadly places him in a group of celebrities who also lost their lives at the age of 27, dubbed the 27 Club, which includes famous names such as Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, Brian Jones, and Jimi Hendrix, just to name a few.
That scotch was actually invented by a little old lady in Russia?
Number 5.
I've thought up an ending for my book.
Ian Holm. Holm died last June 2020 at the age of 88 due to Parkinson's disease. And if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, you definitely know who Sir Ian Holm is. He even made a short cameo in the Hobbit trilogy, and yes, that certain scene still scares us to this day. A veteran actor who had decades of experience under his belt, not to mention a Tony and a Laurence Olivier Award as well, Holm is a well-respected figure in Hollywood. Aside from playing the quirky and ring-hungry Bilbo Baggins in The Lord of the Rings, he was in another blockbuster, playing the android Ash in the classic horror sci-fi flick, Alien. He also starred alongside Ben Cross and Ian Charleson in the award-winning 1981 film Chariots of Fire, which won 11 Oscars, including Best Picture. He may not be your typical A-list star, but he has definitely earned his dues over his 50-year career.
I think I'm ready for another adventure.
Number 6.
Oh yeah, a sense of humor would be nice.
Sarah Danielle Madison. Sarah Goldberg, commonly known through her screen name Sarah Danielle Madison, died of natural causes at the age of 40. She gave a memorable turn as Dr. Sarah Glass in the hit drama Seventh Heaven, portraying a rabbi's daughter who falls in love with a pastor's son. The series ran from 1996 to 2007 and continues to be one of the most successful television shows of all time. Madison had already starred in the 2001 blockbuster Jurassic Park 3, alongside Sam Neill, essentially opening doors for her career, which landed her a role in Seventh Heaven. You may also remember her as Dr. Heather Labonte in Judging Amy and Colleen Sarkozian in 90210. It's no coincidence that Madison loved playing medical-centered roles throughout her career, as she initially planned to become a doctor before venturing into Hollywood.
It matters to me.
Number 7.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Harold Ramis. We'll always remember Harold Ramis as the intelligent and hardworking Egon Spengler in the 1984 classic Ghostbusters, but the Chicago-born actor and director was no one-hit wonder. Despite passing away in 2014 due to complications from autoimmune inflammatory vasculitis at the age of 69, his impact in the film industry, specifically in comedies, will never be forgotten. He made his breakthrough in National Lampoon's Animal House alongside Chevy Chase. By 1980, he reunited with Chase and teamed up with future Ghostbusters partner Bill Murray for his directorial debut, Caddyshack. After the success of Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, Ramis collaborated again with Murray in the commercial and critically acclaimed Groundhog Day, which he both starred and directed. He also directed the mafia comedy Analyze This, and its sequel, Analyze That, starring A-list stars Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal. Ramis leaves behind a legacy as one of the greatest comedic minds of all time.
You know what you may need, Mr. Connors? A psychiatrist.
Number 8. Lisa Robin Kelly.
Hi, Daddy.
Kelly's story is a tragic one, dying at the age of 43 after a long battle with substance abuse. After appearing on one-off episodes in Silk Stockings, Days of Our Lives, and X-Files, she gained recognition as Laurie Foreman in the comedy hit That 70s Show. The series ran for 8 seasons and made a star of Laura Prepon, Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, and Kelly's on-screen brother, Topher Grace. Although Kelly continued to land significant roles in Jawbreaker and the TV series Charmed, things had started to go south for the young actress. Kelly left That 70s Show after the 3rd season due to a self-admitted drinking problem, although rumors swirled that she had been suffering from drug addiction. She returned briefly in season 5, but was fired from the show the very next season. She was arrested multiple times from 2010 to 2013, mostly for DUI and assault. Kelly checked into a rehab facility in August 2013, but died a few days later of multiple drug intoxication.
It's okay, baby's fine.
Number 9. Cory Monteith.
Hello, I love you, let me
Tragedies don't seem to end for the Glee cast. The award-winning musical drama, which ran from 2009 to 2015, is one of the most beloved television shows of all time. Before Naya Rivera's recent drowning accident, Mark Salling had committed suicide in 2018, 2 years after he was indicted for child pornography charges. In 2013, the show's lead, 31-year-old Cory Monteith, died in an apparent overdose while staying in a Vancouver hotel. Monteith also had small roles in a number of television shows and films, including Bloody Mary and Final Destination 3. Unfortunately, he had been in and out of rehab since he was 19. A few months before his death, he voluntarily admitted himself in a treatment facility but was seen to be healthy after rehab. His performance of Journey's Don't Stop Believin', together with the Glee cast, will live on as one of the most memorable moments in TV history.
I think the real issue here is whether or not you can handle singing with me.
And lastly, number 10. Irrfan Khan.
And so it goes with God.
Khan passed away in 2020 after having been diagnosed with a neuroendocrine tumor in 2018 at the age of 53. He leaves behind a career which spanned for more than 3 decades and a legacy as one of the few actors that made it big both in Bollywood and in Hollywood. After getting steady roles during the 1980s and 1990s, Khan found his big break in the critically acclaimed historical epic The Warrior. He went on to star in the musical drama Life in a Metro, and then in Danny Boyle's Oscar-winning film Slumdog Millionaire.
Well, the Slumdog Box.
He was a familiar face in Hollywood blockbusters as well, appearing in The Amazing Spider-Man, Jurassic World, and Inferno. Khan's most recognizable roles, however, came from 2 films, The Lunchbox and Life of Pi. In The Lunchbox, he plays a widower who ends up with the wrong lunchbox at work, and also ends up creating a special bond with the woman who prepared the said lunchbox. Despite being in a number of blockbusters, Western audiences will always remember Khan as the elder Pi Patel in the award-winning Life of Pi.
You'll always be with me.
So there you have it. Which of the actors we mentioned you didn't know had already passed away? We'd like to hear from you in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy 10 scenes that made actors hate their job. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, as we will be posting more content in the future. Also, click the share button if you want to share this video with your family and friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.